So, Tego, your exciting news. I,
Well,
I know it's kind of out there everywhere in the community now because you stirred the pot.
oh boy, did I stir the pot this
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So tell us.
so all right. So last week when we did our show, I had published a chart that showed how many homes sold and by what. So I'm going to pull this up on the website or on the stream here if you're looking on video. But what I did is I shared, okay, how do people purchase homes? And so what we found is in 2024, about 14.5% of the homes that sold were cash sales, and about 60% were conventional loan, and then another like 14% were FHA and so on. So it was kind of matter of fact, it's pretty common. These are normal things. So I published this, or I posted on my Facebook Saturday morning,
Right.
and immediately another realtor sends me this story and says, well, what about this? And so I read it. So realtor.com, go ahead and pull up that one, Sam. Realtor.com published this story, and it ran Saturday, and it said the headline was "Cash is King." What what Southwest market was the leader in cash sales in October 2024, and it went on to say that in Albuquerque, 71% of the homes that sold in October 2024 were purchased by cash. And then it goes on to say, well, it's investors and this and that, and they just jump to this conclusion that there's all these investors buying in Albuquerque. First off, they got the data totally wrong. I mean, like, I don't know. Tracy, I've been going up and down and back and forth trying to figure out how realtor.com came up with this data because it's just not true.
Yeah. I don't understand it. And as I understand though, you've been trying to get a hold of realtor.com to be a resource and try to help them clarify.
I have,
And
and no luck.
no response.
I got a response that was, we'll look at it basically. And it wasn't any, and I've tried to reach out to everybody I could.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to clarify, realtor.com is a a website that is branded to a company called Move Inc. by the National Association of Realtors. So realtor.com is not really associated with the National Association. It used to be, but then realtor.com was sold to Move Inc., which is the company that runs that website.
So, Tigo, this isn't the first time lately that you've found that maybe their data is not exactly accurate.
I'm I don't know what's going on over there, but it's almost like I had this whole thing like, do they have something out for Albuquerque or something? Because last at the end of last year, remember, they published their, forecast for the top 100 markets in the country.
Right.
And of the top 100 markets, they ranked Albuquerque as dead last for appreciation in 2025.
And wasn't Albuquerque like one of the only cities of the top 100 cities in the country that they were expecting negative price appreciation?
Exactly.
Was the only one.
The only one.
The only one. Every other top 100 city was expected to have increases in prices throughout this year.
Correct.
Right.
Which just that on its surface, just saying that, Albuquerque would be the only one, it's just something doesn't make sense. I don't know where they're getting their data on Albuquerque housing market, but, uh
It's wrong. So, Tigo, this really harms consumers. They see these stories and they think, well, I can't compete with cash if 3 out of 4 houses in our market are selling with cash. I'm not even going to try to buy a house.
exactly,
Yeah.
and
And the national or the local association, Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors put out something today, didn't they, talking about this?
well, yeah, on Wednesday, yeah, so they put out a press release because 'cause I've been kinda hammering our local association, which is GAR, Greater Albuquerque Association, or not hammering them, but I've got a good relationship with, Laura, who's the media director down there, and I'm like, "This isn't right." I talked to the current president of the association, said, "Man, we gotta do something about this because it's just paints a bad picture." But long story short, there was a press release, saying that the association, backs up my findings, which in October 2024, it was about 14.4% of the homes that sold were cash.
Cash.
So I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see how this all turns out, but it's just, you know how I am about my accurate market data and how frustrated I get when I see bad data. This one's definitely triggered me big
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So,
don't I know it.
yeah.